walking hand in hand. You seem so proud, and the tender words you say to me out loud, they leave no doubt. It's almost time to slip into a dress. I comb my hair. I want to look my best, and I'll have your favorite meal when you get home. 'Cause your loving makes me feel so safe and
What's up, YouTube? This is Talking Crazy 88 back again with another episode for you.
to be my love. You're all I wanted.
It's Denise Williams. Hold on, taking you back to 1981. Let me slow it down for a second. Let me get into my sermon. Hey, hold on. Oh my goodness, that is such a beautiful song. And it's a good song to start this sermon off. The last part of that song, when you have, she will have your favorite meal when you get home. How many songs there are out there today that have that, have songs that will take care of them, where a woman that will take care of their man, and the man take care of their woman. That's such a beautiful song, man. The Philadelphia sound does not get any love in the music industry, but they just come out with some beautiful songs, man. But wanted to start this sermon off. I don't do a lot. I don't really do any relationship advice. Although some of my relatives come to me for advice on certain situations. Believe it or not, because I am a guy, I know how guys think. So, who's the best resource to talk to a guy about a guy? Is another guy. Well, I got that all tongue-tied, but who's the best resource to find out about a guy that you're dating is to talk to another guy. Somebody that's impartial, somebody that's honest, like myself. The reason why I don't do a relationship advice is because I'm in a relationship, but I'm not an expert. I'll never be an expert. My major in college was in economics, not human behavior, but I am very astute in reading people and their behavior. Had a relative call me yesterday, and she told me about this story about one of her friends at work that she worked with a long, long time ago. No, not work with, went to school with a long, long time ago. I think her college buddy who has two kids, but still married to the guy, but not living with him. And she told me this story about how they met. The young lady met this man. I'm not going to tell you what he does for a living, but I surmise that he's a little bit older than her at that time. And they were only been together for almost 2 months, and they were dating. Well, not really together. They were just dating for 2 months. And they were dating, and within the 2 months, maybe 3, 4, it was a relatively short period of time until she came up pregnant with this man's baby. So he did what he was supposed to do. Seemingly what he was supposed to do is take care of her and move in with her. until she got a call from a woman. And that woman was this man's baby mama. This man neglected to tell her that he was a father. That should have been a deal breaker for anybody. For me, anybody that hides that. Well, I'm gonna get into my commentary. I'm gonna get into my sermon. I'm just going to tell the story. I'm just going to try to set up the story. And apparently they fought, but they stayed together throughout the pregnancy. Had the baby. And then she forced him to get married. Now, I don't know how you force anybody to get married nowadays. But apparently he was cajoled into getting married to her. And had another child. But during the marriage, he was cheating on her throughout the marriage. And subsequently, she left him, or he got thrown out of the house. And they're separated, but they're not divorced to this day. And that was almost 4, maybe 5 years ago. And she's still married to the guy. But I'm going to go into my commentary because my sister, well, not my sister, but my relative, well, she's like a sister to me, but she's a relative. But proceeded to argue with me about this guy being a liar, being hard on him, calling him a liar and a lowlife and everything else in the book. But I said, hold on now. Hold on, let's examine this. And I asked how long they've been together. Well, it was a short period of time. And so within that short period of time of dating, nobody really sealed the deal on whether this was a relationship. She didn't give him that talk about where is this thing going or anything like that. No, the talk never happened. Well, it did happen in the form of a pregnancy. She just came up pregnant while they were dating. So I said, okay. So nobody used protection. She didn't use protection, and he didn't use protection. Like, lamented. She wanted to argue with me, and she almost did the black girl thing, and I said, no, you can't skirt around it. Whether did they both use protection or not? I know you weren't there, but apparently, if you get pregnant, apparently you're not using protection. Just my thing. I'm just saying. Apparently, obviously, she wasn't using protection, and I know that nigga wasn't using protection. So, okay, so how? And I ask, so how is this all of his fault? He lied. Of course, yeah, he lied about having children. But I also proposed this question to her. Now, had she was dating this guy, and she found out without getting pregnant, and she didn't get pregnant, and she got this call from his baby mama saying that he has a baby, and I thought you should know this. He has a baby with me, and I thought you should know this. You think she would stay with the guy? And she's like, no. And I just went in, and I'm just gonna stop right here, and I'm just gonna go in and say, look. And I told her, look, this man, all he wanted from this woman your friend, was the draws. He didn't want anything else. He was not interested in being in a long-term relationship with you. He wasn't interested in you like that. He didn't like you like that. He liked what he saw physically, but he had no interest in marrying you or being in a relationship with you. You cajoled this man. You threw him a curveball. He didn't know what to do. He was expecting to get out of this relationship after the 6th month, maybe the 7th month. Well, stop dating. Well, not really a relationship, but stop dating you after the 6th or 7th month. You know, it wasn't going to be a long-term relationship. I knew it right on the spot. I knew it right away. I knew it right after when she told me that his baby mama called her while she was 7 months pregnant with his child, proceeded to tell her that, hey, he already has a child, and I'm his baby mama. So right then and there, first of all, he's a simp, because simps only lie about shit like that. If you're a real player, you don't have to lie about having children. If that's all you want to have is the draws, there are plenty of women out there that will drop the draws for you if they like you, children or not. Hell, black women will give you credit for just paying child support, doing the basics. So this nigga was a simp. A stupid one at best. And I proceeded to tell my relative that, a lot of this was her fault. A lot of this was her fault. For number one, she didn't, do a background check on this motherfucker like I suggest to people who are in relationships with another person. You do a background check. I did a video about doing a background check on people you just first meet or on your dating. If you feel like you're going to take it to another level or date to a relationship level, you should do a background check on each other. Okay? To find out if he was still married, or she has kids, or he has kids, or she's still married, or whatever. Because people lie. Chris Rock said it best. People don't reveal their real true self to each other when they're dating. They send their representative. Okay? They put on the best face, they put on a good act, and then 6 months down the line, and I told her 6 months within dating, that's the best it's ever gonna get. From then on, after the 6 months, it's gonna go downhill, people. It usually does. And that's the test on whether that person is ready for a relationship, to continue a long-term relationship or not. Me personally, I think people should just continue dating. I'm at an age 39, 40 years old, pushing 40. I like the relationship that I'm in now, but if I wasn't in a relationship, I would just keep dating. I have no interest in getting married. At least not to an Americanized woman. But that's neither here nor there. See, I wanted to talk to you about today is perpetual victims. Now, my relative, she began to see that, hey, maybe it's not all her fault. And I told her, you just gave this woman a pass for making dumb decisions. I mean, she didn't get out of that relationship after she got that call from his baby mama. She didn't dump him. She took him back. Number two, she forced him to marry him, not realizing that, he said these things just to get the draws. I know, look, guys say a lot of things to get the pussy, get the draws. I'm sorry, I'm not going to curse today. I'm not going to use abusive and vulgar language in this sermon today. I'm going to try not to. But hey, that's just the old man in me. I'm getting old and grumpy as the years go by. Sue me. But anyway, guys will say anything to get the draws from you. I hate to say it. Well, no, I don't hate to say it, but that's the truth. You may not like it, but that's the way it is. This guy was telling her everything, and I surmise if I were to talk to her, and I would just ask her, he was just saying things to you that you wanted to hear. And she would have, and I guarantee you she would say, yes, he did. You know? And the guy was, the only reason why this man was still around, this little boy, because he's not really a man, he's a little boy, stuck around and got cajoled into marriage is because you threw him off his game. He couldn't leave now. He was planning his escape eventually. I guarantee you that's what he was doing. He wanted to make it easy on himself. He wanted the easy way out. That's what guys do when they get scared and trapped into a relationship that they don't want to be in. I'm certain they both didn't talk about their future together, whether or not they're going to get married or have children while they were dating. This woman came up pregnant during the dating stage. Didn't know anything about this man. Didn't vet his background. Didn't know anything. But yet she's running around, and I guarantee you she was running around to her friends saying that she's the victim. And he's this, that, and whatever. No, he's not. Well, first of all, he's an asshole. I know. He's a punk-ass nigga. A simp. I get it. But she was stupid in her part for allowing herself to get pregnant by this strange man, not knowing whether or not he's going to be there for the child, cajoled him into marriage, didn't really see a future with this man, and it just turned out to be a mess in her life. And I told her, look, now she's in the position that she's a single mother with 2 children and still married. What man is want to step in and what kind of guy she's going to get? She's not going to get a guy like me. She might get another simp ass nigga that might accept that shit, or a nigga that has children himself, or some old man. See, she's going to get the guys that's not going to be desirable to her, or the guys that's not going to think that she's desirable because she has the baggage, unnecessary baggage. Now, she's a cute girl. I wouldn't date her, but she's cute, but I wouldn't date her. But, she's claiming that she's perpetual victims. You're not victims. You're not victims. Even in my video, the birch messed me up, or my life was messed up by a black American woman. Now, a brother on his video, he did a video about life is not a sprint. It is a marathon. And in a sense, it kind of woke me up a little bit. Even though I was going in and out of my funk and I got it together, but I enjoy listening to other people's videos. I enjoy gaining wisdom from their life experiences. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Even though you have time, you don't have a lot of time. Time is so precious. But, you have a lot of time to recover. You will recover. And the person that victimizes you is going to get their just desserts. See, everything works out. Everything in life works out in a circle. Like that song. I hate that song. I love the lyrics. I love the beat, but I hate the song. Well, I hate the lyrics of that song. It's by Murphy's Law. It's the song called Murphy's Law by Sherry. And I might play it at the end of this video to take y'all out, because I'm going to do something different. I'm going to take you out with a song on this video. But we are not perpetual victims. We're not victims because we made bad decisions. We create the mess that we made in our lives, including myself. The Birch messed me up. I've never once blamed her for anything that I've done afterwards, after I left her. You know, I made the best decision by getting the fuck away from that. Excuse me. I'm not going to curse. I got away from her and realized that she didn't love me anymore, and I just left. Went on about my life. You know, it took me time to rebuild my life. It's not back to where it was before I met her, but it's a little bit better. It's getting better every day. And it does get better, people. It does get better, guys. But sitting around because a lot of black women do this shit. Excuse me. They like to do this crap. They sit around blaming black men and becoming perpetual victims. And it doesn't work that way. Just like they want to try to say, hey, it takes two to have a baby. Well, yeah, it takes two to mess up a relationship. You know, you wasn't no goody two shoes either. So don't even try that bull crap with me. See how well I'm doing without the cussing, people? A relative of mine wanted me to tone it down a little bit on this Sunday sermon, and I'm going to try to tone it down. Today. Just for today. I'm gonna read this poem to you. And this is for and this is specifically to black men. And it's a poem by William Ernest Henley. And the title of that poem is Invictus. But the ladies, I don't know if you're going to listen to this poem or get anything out of this poem. But I'm going to read it to you. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried out loud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. People, we are responsible for our own destiny in life. And particularly you, black men, you got to take control over your own destiny in life. Because black women, they don't want to, and women in general, because of feminism, they are labeled as perpetual victim, and we're aiding them in that victim mentality. Well, listen, gang, I'm going to cut this sermon short, but I'm going to take you out with a song that I promised earlier. Well, listen, this is Talking Crazy 88, and I'll be back with another video. And I am out of here, people. Hold on for just a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You bought me for my birthday. I cashed it in at the store. Left this all. Sure have to get down. Left this all. Sure have to get down. The girl that you've been fooling around with, she got married today. And what happened to your brand new hi-fi? Someone took it away. Got this on, sure out to get you high. Got this on, sure out to get you.
Gang, I am out of here.